Hello humans, it's me again. And now I have part 22 of The Legend of Zelda Vaati's Return. If you haven't seen the other parts, you need to go back and see those because this isn't going to make any sense. Well, it won't make very much sense anyways because, this is pretty much going into nonsense. It's still on a plot, but it's not making very much sense at all. This next part is going to be a little boring maybe, I don't know. But anyways, I hope you'll still like it anyways. Let's begin. Midna takes a while to get out of the tunnel, so Masaru turns his fire rod back on to make sure no more monsters are going to attack him. Midna shows up with a smile on her wolfy face. Masaru, the man in the cave told me something that will help you, Midna says. As soon as Midna gets out of the way, the cave door closes and there's no sign that it ever existed, aside from the big button Masaru smashed to get it open in the first place. What did he tell you? Masaru asks. You know Hylia has 3 daughters, right? Midna asks. No, I never knew she had daughters. I always figured she was so powerful she didn't need anyone else, Masaru says. Well, she has 3 daughters. Din, Nehru, and Ferrore. She granted them each some of her traits. Din is the keeper of power. She created the structure of the earth in all its landforms, plus fire to bring warmth and light to the world. Nehru is the keeper of wisdom. She provided the laws of how things can work or can't work. And she brought water to keep the fire under control and to nourish the ground. Ferrore is the keeper of courage. She provided the plants and animals and all that breathes to rule the planet under Hylia. Each piece of the Triforce represents one of them, Midna says. Okay. Thanks for the history lesson, I guess, Masaru says. Wait, there's more to it, Midna says. Okay, I'm listening, Masaru says. So, Link has the Triforce of Courage, and Princess Zelda has the Triforce of Wisdom. Nobody has the Triforce of Power. The last owner of the Triforce of Power was Ganondorf, and, according to the caveman, Ganondorf was defeated by Link, and the Triforce of Power fled. So, Din is waiting for a new person to take the Triforce of Power, Midna says. Cool. Could I have it? Masaru asks. I was just getting there, Masaru. Any of the beings of Hyrule who can complete the power trial can obtain the sacred Triforce of Power. It is Din's hope that someone with a pure heart obtains it this time, Midna says. Huh? But what about my quest to save Hyrule? Masaru asks. And Princess Zelda? Masaru, you can save Hyrule and your precious princess afterwards. Having the Triforce of Power might make it easier to lift your hammer. It's no good having a weapon you can barely use, Midna says. Alright, lead the way, Masaru says. Midna takes the lead and brings Masaru to a strange stone building that neither of them had noticed before. The building gave off an aura that made them both feel uncertain and uncomfortable. This is the place, according to the caveman, Midna says. I can do it, Masaru says. The Triforce of Power must be at the very top, Midna says. The building is tubular and has 50 floors. Masaru gulps nervously and pulls the door open. Upon entering floor 1, Masaru can tell right away that he'll have quite a lot of trouble. There are 50 statues of knights around the room. Midna, are those the enemies? Masaru asks. Yes, Masaru. Those are called Armos. They are merely statues while asleep, but if you touch them, they will wake up and attack you. You cannot defeat them while they are asleep, so you have to wake them up and then slash at them until they die. Or you could use your fire rod. Your Megaton hammer won't be any use against these guys, Midna says. Oh no, Masaru says. He begins his work waking up the Armos and defeating them with his fire rod. Occasionally, he accidentally awakens multiple Armos at once, and they try to corner him. Midna cheers him on as he defeats them all. When all the Armos are gone, 500 rupees appear. Masaru takes his 500 rupees and now has 4,304 rupees. Wow, this place gives even more rupees than a temple, Masaru says. Well, it's much, much harder. You are doing well for such a small boy, Midna says. Yeah, thanks, Masaru says. A set of stairs show up and Masaru and Midna head up them to floor 2. Floor 2 has 50 ugly creatures that look like a cross between a bat and a Hylian. What are they called? Masaru asks. Those are Aikmen. They are demons who can take on this form or the form of an eyeball with wings. You can defeat them with your sword pretty easily, but you can use your fire rod or megaton hammer as well, Midna says. I want to use my megaton hammer, Masaru says. Alright, just be careful not to strain yourself too much, Midna calls out. Masaru goes around smashing the Aikmen with his megaton hammer, killing some with just the shockwaves. When they are all gone, Masaru receives 250 more rupees, and now has 4,554 rupees. The next staircase appears, and they continue on to floor 3. Floor 3 is covered in ice and is really cold. Masaru switches to his blue tunic. With a glimmer of silver light, 50 shadow-like lizards appear from the walls and run across the room, trying to hit Masaru. Ah, what are they? Masaru asks, almost slipping and falling on his bottom. These are called Babusu. They are fragile and only live in cold places. They are easily defeated with fire, so using your fire rod would be the best idea, Midna says. Masaru takes out his fire rod and waits for the Babusus to come back out. When they do, he takes out half of them with a single blast from his fire rod. He then slides to the other side of the room to take out the other half of the Babusu population. They appear as a silver glimmer again, and he takes them all out. He has rewarded 50 more rupees and now has 4,604 rupees. The next staircase appears and Masaru and Midna go to floor 4. Floor 4 is just like floor 1 as it has 50 more Armos. Another weapon that could be used on Armos is the bow and arrow. However, you do not own this item, Midna says. Yeah, I wonder if I'll get one soon, Masaru says. Maybe. I would have expected you to get it sooner, Midna says. Oh well, at least I have my fire rod. What would I ever do without it? Masaru asks. You are very attracted to the fire rod, Midna says. He defeats the 50 Armos and gains another 500 rupees. He now has 5,104 rupees. The next staircase appears and he and Midna continue on again. Floor 5 is different. There are 50 creatures placed around the room with moving eye stalks as well as 10 buttons. Oh, Masaru, these enemies are called Beamos and cannot be defeated unless you have bombs, which you don't, Midna says. What do I do then? Masaru asks. Avoid the lasers, Midna says. Lasers? Masaru asks, stepping further out onto the floor. All the Beamos start firing lasers at him at once, so he freaks out and runs back to Midna. Yeah, this will be tricky, Midna says. Be quick and hit all 10 buttons. They'll kill me, Masaru says. Not if you don't let them, Midna says. Masaru takes a deep breath and runs back out onto the floor again. He dodges the lasers and starts hitting the buttons on the floor. He gets hit by one of the lasers and cries out in pain. Keep going, Masaru! Midna cheers. Masaru groans and keeps dodging lasers to hit the buttons. Eventually, all the buttons are pressed and the Beamos all die. A staircase shows up. No rupees? Not even one? Okay. I'm rich anyways, Masaru says. Some hearts float down and heal him as his health is low from getting hit by the Beamos lasers. That's the end of part 22. I haven't made the script for part 23 yet. I need to work on that. But I'm still trying to figure out a way to make it not sound too repetitive. So anyways, if you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up. And remember to subscribe to see more videos. Bye!